This week on Storyboard, we have Prashant Peres, Managing Director, Kellogg South Asia, speaking to us about their new master brand campaign, new product pipeline, growth plans, and much more. And we have ClearTrip CEO Ayappan R giving us a quick recap of the company's growth in 2022 and the growth strategy for 2023. Hello and welcome to Storyboard. I'm Shibani Gharat. Kellogg India has announced a new master brand campaign, Kuch Kar Dikhane Ki Bhook, that highlights the importance of wholesome, nutritious breakfast for children. Along with that, the brand has also announced the launch of a new campaign with actor and fitness enthusiast Milind Soman to showcase its muesli granola offerings. To tell us more about both these campaigns and the trends in the evolution of muesli granola category in India, the scope of growth for the newly launched product portfolio, and how Indians are eating breakfast today, we are catching up with Prashant Peres, Managing Director, Kellogg South Asia. Prashant, welcome to CNBC-TV18 again.
Thank you so much.
Prashant, tell us about your new master brand campaign, Kuch Kar Dikhane Ki Bhook. If you can tell us the thought behind this and the genesis of the whole campaign.
We've always believed that nourishing your great is actually our purpose, and our CSR activity and a lot of the volunteering we do is all around helping kids get a great start to the day. Yeah. Now that same thing translates into what I believe every mom wants for their child. So a mother, when she sends a kid out to school, wants to send them with the right nutrition and nourishment, that they have the energy to do whatever they want to for that first part of the day. And you know, the insights that we got, very interestingly, I can tell you, I got an insight from a school teacher we were speaking to who said, I can tell the kids, you know, who've not had breakfast or who overeaten for breakfast because they're too lethargic. So some are really listless and some are lethargic. So, and she was a muesli consumer, and she said, you know, that's why I look for the right breakfast and the right start to the day. And that was the genesis of this campaign. It's all about setting kids up to achieve whatever they have the hunger to achieve.
Yeah, so you have started this year with this master brand campaign. Also, you're ramping up your portfolio with a couple of new launches right at the start of the year. One being, of course, the Kellogg's Pro muesli. If you can tell us more about that, and will we see further more launches as we, as the year progresses?
For sure, right? We're going to see a lot of action from Kellogg, but let me start by talking a little about Pro muesli. Pro muesli, of course, stands for protein muesli, and it's 100% plant-based protein, right? So it's good for those who, if somebody follows a diet which is all the way to vegan, I mean, they can have it with, you know, almond milk, and you've got a breakfast that's 100% vegan as well. But the main thing is plant-based protein doesn't often taste great, right? Many of the protein products, I would say, in the market, they always come with a taste penalty. Now, what we're really proud about is here's a muesli that I believe tastes as good as any of our other muesli products, but still gives you almost 9% of your daily requirement of protein.
And what is the scope of growth for a product like this, Prashant, according to you?
I think there is a huge need and a huge realization now of a need for the right amount of protein in the diet that we have in India, right? And sometimes if people go into the details, they will realize that they can be a little deficient in terms of their protein, and especially adults, but also kids, right? And that's why we've launched this product. It allows somebody, you know, very often protein products are seen to be products for only people who are going to the gym and, you know, into building muscle mass, but that's not true. Everybody requires them. And that's what we've done with this product. We've made it democratic for anybody to enjoy.
Yes, and in general, we have seen that oats and muesli is like, and it's growing as a subcategory in breakfast cereals. It's growing over the past couple of years. Plus, the Indian millets are also back in vogue. You know, everyone wants to consume those. So what is going to be your approach, you know, in that direction in the coming days?
Let me start by talking about muesli. I think this is the category that's been growing the fastest among all, and very happy to say that we're very strong market leaders in the muesli category, just like we are in, you know, the kids category or in cornflakes, right? We've built this category in some ways, and what we've done is, first of all, we've demystified what muesli is all about. Let's be honest, maybe 5 or 10 years back, a lot of us would have not known what a muesli really is. So we've spent a lot of time as market leaders demystifying and telling people really about what goes into muesli. And fundamentally what muesli is really the best we pull together of different grains and add to it natural nourishment in the forms of fruits, nuts and seeds, right? And that's what we pull together in our core products, and then we tweak up and down flavors, and some people don't want nuts and we have only fruits and things like that. But that's fundamentally what muesli is. And we are very happy to say that the simple task of demystifying and telling people what it is has helped the category grow. Over and above that, I believe what we've done is we've made sure that the taste delivery of this product is really good. And this is again where I believe we have an edge, because we deliver nourishment and nutrition but without a compromise on taste.
Wonderful. Prashant, as a category leader, I want to understand and know from you, how are Indians consuming breakfast today?
If you go around any room, and this could be in Mumbai, but it could be in any city in India, and you ask people, what do you have for breakfast? I think 10 different people will most likely give you 10 different answers, because we are such a rich and diverse nation in terms of food habits, and we've got everything from slightly westernized habits. So you'll have people having bread and eggs and things like that, and then you'll have the Indian breakfast as well. But what you will not hear, sometimes people tell you, because they probably don't realize it themselves, that probably 25% of people are actually skipping or skimping on breakfast. They're getting away with a couple of pieces of biscuit or just a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, and that's not the right start to the day. So in many ways, the first thing that we are positioning ourselves again is people who are actually doing that, and we're saying get the right nutrition and get the right start to the day. And because we are positioning it that way, I think in the end the morning time is a rush time for everybody. So somebody who can combine great nutrition, nourishment, great taste and convenience, they are going to win the day, and I think we do that with all our products, right? So that's our winning formula, and naturally we've grown penetration a lot in the last couple of years. So it tells us somewhere that that need is being felt by more and more consumers.
So penetration even in the non-urban markets, because eating breakfast cereals is fairly an urban phenomena in a country like ours. So what is your approach there?
Let me start by saying that our focus is urban, but in the past the focus would have been urban metro only, right? I think now we're really looking at all urban India, right? And we have already started making some inroads into rural, but I think that's a relatively small part of our business. Our bigger market is naturally the urban market, and we still have a lot of runway to go in urban itself. So if in the past, let's say the penetration and consumers were largely focused only in the big metros, or the top 10 or top 20 cities, I can tell you now it's spread right across, right? And of course there's a spectrum. So the metros will be a little ahead and probably at maybe a 20% penetration. The average is at 15, and the rest maybe a little bit, there'll be few at 10.
So what's working in these markets though, Prashant?
I think what's working is really this combination that I spoke about. I think we've been very consistent, especially with our biggest brand, which is Chocos, which talks to kids, and it's a great way for it to enter the house. Great taste, great nutrition, and very convenient. Kids have it in a jiffy. That's what the mom wants in the end. It has to go in. It goes in with a whole glass of milk. That's the big bonus, and it still fills the stomach. So that's a great entry point. You also know that cornflakes, while it's so ubiquitous, you can add so many things depending on what your favorite is. So I love having cornflakes actually with bananas, and all the benefits of bananas.
Are you also playing with your pack mix to further, probably increase penetration in markets beyond urban metros? Is that true? Are you launching newer SKUs for some of the new launches of your products?
But what we are doing is we are introducing some of our favorite variants, which were till now, let's say, available only in big boxes, in pouches at 99 rupees. So let's take almond honey corn, which is another one of my favorite products. It's really absolutely great. So cornflakes with real honey and almonds, you can't ask for a better treat in the morning. And that product is now available at a smaller pack size, which again allows people to try it. And we're going to be doing more and more of that. As soon as we see that there's good traction, we'll try and drive trials further by getting the pack size down and lowering the outlay with which people come into the category.
You took the reins of the company, I think, about a year ago. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, it's about a year now.
So what was the mandate back then, and how much of it has been achieved in the past 1 year? And it has been a fairly challenging year for the industry at large.
First of all, the reason for me to join Kellogg and the reason I'm so excited about it is I think we are really poised at a time in India where the need for nutrition or nourishment is probably at the highest it's ever been before. And as far as a brand is concerned, in the equity that Kellogg's has in this space is probably among the top 2 or 3 brands in the country. So if you think of a nutrition nourishment brand, Kellogg's will be one of the things that people will name. Therefore, the mandate is one that we've done well in the last year. Happy to say it was a tough year, heavy inflation, and very high bases as we came out of COVID. So to be able to grow strongly on that kind of a base and with all the headwinds of inflation, something we're very proud of. But in the years to come, I mean, we believe that we've got to double this business. And the question is, how quickly can we do it?
How do you do that?
So as I said, probably the one thing, and this master brand campaign is going to help us do it even more. I believe very strongly in building relevance to people's lives. In the end, I know when a mom looks at this film, she's going to say, hey, I want my kid to be like that. I want my kid to, have the ability to meet all and achieve everything she wants to for the day. And that's what moms want. That's what this campaign is going to do. It's the first of what is going to be a series of advertising that we do. And my prediction, it's going to be one of these, Kuch Kar Dikhane Ki Book is going to be one of those ad lines that's going to become iconic in the Indian parlance.
Yeah. Also, Prashant, if you can share with us, are these inflationary headwinds impacting your plans in general for the country?
For sure they are, right? I would be silly if I said they weren't, because even though we've grown, we've had good, strong double-digit growths last year, I know it's been tough to come by because of these headwinds. And every time, especially a low penetration category, is almost forced to take up prices because of the RM and PM and all the other inflations we've seen, it does push our agenda back a bit. And unfortunately, those headwinds haven't completely gone away. So, we're seeing prices remain at a fairly high level as we go into this year as well, and almost becoming, the new normal, if I can put it that way. We hope they go back down, but as of now, we have no choice but to, keep our pricing or continue to take price increases to make up for these huge headwinds that we are seeing. They do push us back because ideally, when you're a category looking for penetration, you do want to keep prices competitive and low so that consumers can come into the category as easily as possible. So I can say they push you back, they push you back by 6 months or 1 year. But I don't think they fundamentally change the trajectory of what's happening. If people are looking for nutrition, they're going to come and find it one way or the other.
All right. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us today, and thanks for sharing these insights with us.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
It is time for a short break. On the other side, we have ClearTrip CEO Ayappan R giving us a quick recap of the